get on here tonight and talk to y'all about my journey and the things that have happened from the very beginning with me and my child. And if you have a special needs child, or a child that has had health problems, health issues, then this is the video that you want to watch. And I want to talk to my son Ollie. And Ollie is, I love him. He's 10 now, and we've had quite the journey. He has no idea. He is completely oblivious to all of this. He lives about pretty much normal life, and he doesn't realize all of the struggles that I have been through and all of the research that I have done and the struggle, the praying that I have done, and the just searching for answers for him to try to make his life better. We started back whenever he was first born. I knew that something wasn't quite right, and my mom especially, she would just, something's not there, something's not right, and so I was kind of in denial for a while, but as a child, as a baby, he did not sleep, and that was just something that I had never heard of before, and I started all the different methods that all of the people said you should try to make your child sleep through the night, and none of them worked. He would cry for hours. And when I say that, I'm not exaggerating. He cried for hours. My husband and I would take shifts. You had to walk around in a circle and bounce him, and that was the only way he would stop crying. So I went to the pediatrician, and I'm like, my child, he never stops crying. Why? And the pediatrician said he has colic. Okay. So for months, we took turns walking around all night long. Of course, my husband had a job. He had to go to work. So eventually he got to the point where he was so tired that it fell to me. And so I would all day long and all night long bounce this child up and down while walking. I lost so much weight. I was nursing exclusively. I lost so much weight that I wasn't even able to keep up the calories that I needed in order to nurse him. And the doctor was like, you aren't even taking enough calories in to keep this child fed, because I was having to feed him like every 2 hours. And I'm like, this is a 6-month-old baby. He shouldn't be eating every 2 hours anymore. And so we were struggling. I mean, from the very beginning, we struggled. Finally got to the point where we realized this is not colic, because now we're past the point of colic. And then they said, well, he has GERD. And so then we said, well, what do we do about that? So then we went to all of these gastroenterologists and these baby pediatricians and the sleep clinics. And I mean, we've done it all. When I tell you I have gone everywhere and done everything, I am telling you the truth. We've done the lactose tests, we've done the sleep tests, we've done the blood work, we've done the stool samples, we've done we've done it all. We've done the horse therapy, we've done the natural doctors trying to help with his gut and his inflammation and his getting probiotics into him. We've done psychology. We've gone to psychologists to deal with his emotional abilities and to help him with his coping skills for life. We have gone to the to occupational therapy to help with his fine motor control and his gross motor control. We've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars to help my son thrive, and it has been quite a journey. Now, at this point, he's 10 years old. We have gone through so many things that he's living a pretty good life at this point, and he doesn't even realize that he has problems when he hears people talk about people that have his issues, that he doesn't even realize that he's one of them. So we've done a really good job. We've gone really far, and we were feeling pretty good about where he was about a year ago. But there were a few things that we had worked on, and we could not get answers for. We could not get him to that point where he was thriving at the level that we really wanted. We were still having meltdowns daily. We were still having daily. When it was school time, when we would do schoolwork, I hated school. I homeschool, and I did not want to hate homeschooling, but I hated it, and he hated it. But I couldn't send him into a classroom. I could not send him into a classroom because in our area we don't have the classroom set up for a child with his issues, and they told us that he would be put into a normal classroom and that he would not have an aide and that he would have to just deal with it. And I couldn't do that to my child. So I had to homeschool, and he had meltdowns every 5-10 minutes. Kindergarten for him was just helping him learn how to hold a pencil without melting down, because that was what we did for the first 2 years of his life, just getting him to write. Oh, his hand was tired and he couldn't do it. I mean, it was a struggle. Every single thing we went through was a struggle. And there are so many other mothers that are having this struggle. And that is what made me have passion, because you're not alone. And I felt so alone. I was so alone. I was sleep deprived. I was overwhelmed, and I had a child that was constantly crying and not sleeping, and I didn't know what to do with him. So fast forward, last year we were at a point where his meltdowns had gotten somewhat better. We had done a lot to help his gut health and to help him to do a lot better emotionally. He'd gone to a psychologist for a while and to several natural doctors, so he was doing fairly well. But there were several things that we still had problems with, and I'm going to go through some of those right now. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I cannot make medical claims. I can tell you what happened for me. I cannot tell you that will happen for you. And also, I have to say everything. I can't give you any medical terms. I can't tell you exactly what is wrong with my child. I can tell you the symptoms that we were having, but I can't tell you specifics, because the thing that we have used to help my son is not FDA approved. It is not considered a drug. It's considered a food, and we can't say that food is medicine. I won't go into how I feel about that. But if your child experiences these things, then there is help and there is hope for you, because I have received that help and that hope. And I want others to know where I have been and where you can go if you are in the same place I was. The first thing I wanted to tell you, when we first started CBD oil, I did not want to take it because it scared me to death. I was scared of anything that might cause any kind of addiction, any kind of high, and I didn't know about it. So I'm a researcher, so I researched this to death. I could not find anything that said I shouldn't take this, I shouldn't give this to my son. But the first thing I said was, okay, I have got to try this on myself first, because I don't want to give this to my child and then something happened to him. So for a week, I tried it on myself. I did not give it to my child. And I'm going to tell you, when I started this, I'm like, this has got to be a placebo effect. There's no way. Within 5 minutes of trying this, I felt wash over me a calmness that I have not ever experienced. And I can tell you right now, I could not do this live video right now without CBD oil, because I am a very introverted person, and I am not able to just get out there and talk to people. And to have the ability to get on here and talk with you is huge. And I did not realize, even when I was going through it after my son was born, that I had the blues terribly, and I did not realize how badly I had that. I did not even know the name of what that was. I'm not allowed to say the name of that, but CBD oil helps. And especially the wintertime when it's dark and you get those seasonal blues, wow. I haven't even begun to have those yet. I'm enjoying my winter for the first time in my life. This has been a huge change for me. That is the huge thing for me. Those for me were big. Just my ability to be in groups with people and to be able to talk and not be so overwhelmed and in just constant state of that has been huge for me. So I tried it on myself first. And I'm like, okay, we're going to try it on him. And I'm just going to tell you, the first week that I tried it on him, everything was worse. It was so much worse. And I thought, what? Okay, I don't know what to do. So I started researching some more. Researching. Okay, if you have someone that has a severe health issue, disability, and then you treat that as they detox, it actually can make their symptoms worse. I did not realize that when I first started. So that first week when everything was worse, and I'm like, whoa, what's happening? I didn't realize we just needed to go slowly and let his body adjust and get used to things. And then as his body adjusted, then we started seeing beautiful results. In about a week's time, a lot of the things that he was dealing with stopped. Meltdowns pretty much ceased. He has a meltdown like, I don't even know, maybe once a month. And even now, the meltdowns that he has are not like they used to be. Used to, once he started, he could not stop. Once he started to cry, and he couldn't even breathe. He was so overwhelmed with his meltdowns. And there was nothing that could be done. Once it started, it was just, you were just there. You were there, and it could last. It could last an hour. It could last longer. It was amazing how long it could last. Now, he may cry, and then he'll recover, and he is able to move on, and that is so huge, y'all, to be able to have a child that can self trying to think of the word that the psychologist always used, but self-soothe. That's so huge to be able to have that, and he did not have that ability, and he has not ever had that ability until now. Another thing that was huge that happened almost immediately was he had twitches all over his body. I cannot give you the name for this, but he had them so badly that it was bothering him. He would hold his mouth, because his mouth would do this not even every minute, like every 3 or 4 seconds, his mouth would do this all day long. I do not know how he stood it. He would hold his mouth because it drove him crazy. His eyes would shift all day long. I don't even know how he could look at a paper to do his schoolwork because his eyes would be shifting. His fingers had to do this. If he picked up something, he had to do this first. If he put something down, he would have to do this. He had a tendency that he had to do the same routine every single time, all the time, and it had to be the same way every single time. And when those things happen, he could not stop them. It was bothering him. We took him to the psychologist and we said, can we do something to help him with these twitches over? And then it started his shoulder. And we learned that when he was in a situation where he was feeling overwhelmed or he was nervous, that his twitches would get worse. So when we would go out in public, I would have this child twitching all over the place. I can't even do. I mean, he looked overwhelming, and he could not stand it. It was irritating him. So about a week after we started this, almost all of it stopped. It was amazing. It was just turned off. It just turned off. And there's no other explanation for it. I've had people say, well, he got older, and as you get older, you grow out of things. And no, it was immediate. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like it. He went from, now he does still do, the finger twitches have recently gone away, and he has been doing CBD oil now for almost a year. So that has been very recent. The twitches stayed for the fingers. He also has one where he gets really excited. When he gets really excited, he'll either do this, or he'll put his hands like this and do it like that. But I've talked to him about that, and he says he really enjoys doing that when he's excited about something, and that he doesn't do it in front of other children, which I find is very interesting, that he will not do that in front of his peers. So he does have some level of control over that. So we've talked about that, but he does still do that. But the other twitches are gone. Only the CBD oil has brought that change about. That was huge for us. The other thing in our family that was huge, which was a slower process. It took several months. Both of my children have never slept. When Ollie was a baby, he would sleep in 15-minute increments, and I would have to sit up on the couch or stand walking around for him to sleep. It was absolutely awful. I did not sleep. I learned how to sleep standing up. I can sleep anywhere, y'all. I can sleep anywhere. You tell me it's time to sleep, I can sleep. I can sleep standing in line. I can sleep. But my youngest child, I have no trouble sleeping. My children do. My youngest child came along and had the same, he didn't have any of the other issues except the sleep and rage. Rage and sleep were his two main things. And so with my kids not sleeping well, we got a new mattress here in our bed, and my husband did not like co-sleeping. He was so scared he would roll over on one of our children that whenever we got our new mattress, I said, hey, let's take the old mattress and put it in the floor. And that way, if somebody rolls off the mattress, they're just rolling off onto the floor. It's not, this high. And so we put the mattress on the floor, and I slept in between my 2 children for 3 years. And every time they would wake up in the night, 15, 20 minutes, I'd pat them. We'd all go back to sleep. I didn't have to get up anymore, and that helped a lot. And then I had a friend that told me about magnesium, and that helped a lot. But our sleep just never, ever got past that, me waking up 3, 4, 5 times a night. If I woke up less than 3 or 4 times a night, I had to go check on the children to see if they were dead, because there's no way. My children don't sleep more than 3 or 4 hours at a time. I'd have to get up every 3 to 4 hours, usually every 2 hours. 2 hours tops is usually about my level of sleeping. And now, after CBD oil, about 3 months after we started taking it, both of my children sleep through the night. I cannot tell you. It's overwhelming, because when you have gone for 6 years with no sleep and your children sleep through the night, there's no other, it's CBD oil. It's CBD oil. I mean, it was unreal to me that we could have that kind of change in our life. And that was just huge. And children don't function well. They're grumpy. They're tired. And everybody in the whole house, I don't do well when I don't have sleep. Woo! I'm not a happy person. We were a very unhappy family. We were very grumpy all the time. Very grumpy. So we were a lot happier. With the sleep, I believe really it's the sleep that has also helped Ian, because my youngest son was the one that he would just get so angry about everything for no reason. Also, we took red dye out of his diet. If your child has trouble with anger and you have a lot of red dye in your diet, whoa, take red dye out and you'll see some differences. So we have also taken that out of his diet recently, and that has helped a lot. But red dye is huge for anger, and also the CBD oil, huge. Just he doesn't get angry the way he used to. I mean, he would literally, his brother would just say one thing wrong with him and he'd be over there pummeling him. And I'm like, whoa, whoa. And we're a very calm family. My husband and I are very calm people. We don't get really angry. We're just kind of those laid back kind of parents. And so we're like, over here like, where is this coming from? He has not learned this. We don't like hit each other. I mean, my husband has never hit me. Not even, I mean, playfully, you pat each other, but never. And I'm like, how in the world? Where did this come from? This is not something he's learned. So where? He's just so angry. But the anger has just gone. It's just gone. And there's some other things, like Ollie had to sleep under like 20 blankets, even in the summer, because he could not sleep without that weight on him. He had to have that weight in order to sleep. And in the summer, he would be burning up under these blankets. We would have fans on him. We'd have wet washcloths, and he would just be burning up. He'd have to have all the blankets. And so that was huge. He can sleep under 2 or 3 blankets now and not have to have a weighted blanket or have to have tons of blankets piled on top of him to sleep. This has been huge. The other things that have helped, I've got it all written down here. Ollie also, with his twitches that he has, would come verbal outbursts. He would just randomly. And I didn't realize how on edge I always was, because you never knew when he suddenly was going to have this really loud outburst. And it would just always just jar me. And all day long he would do that. And it was part of our life. It was part of our existence that he was going to do that. And he would do the, and I would twitch. And it happened to us all day long. And it just hit me about a week ago that he stopped doing that. And he isn't doing that awful outburst every now and then. And I'm not jarred. I'm not on the edge of my seat all the time thinking about, is this going to happen? His textures, he has a very hard time with textures and foods. And he still struggles with that. But he will try things. He actually tried salsa the other day and liked it. And I'm like, I mean, he's trying things that he never would have even tried before. And he'll say, that smells really good, Mom. What is that? And I'm like, this is some, I don't know what it was I was eating earlier. I was eating a croissant with meat and cheese. And it's like, oh, that looks pretty good, Mom. And so he'll try some things that he used to wouldn't have ever tried. Right around the time we started CBD oil, he started eating hamburgers. I know, you're thinking hamburgers? All kids eat hamburgers. Not my kid. He started eating hamburgers. And he has slowly started to his foods have gone out a little bit more and a little bit more. He tried pickles and liked pickles, things that he never would have tried before. It's still, we got a long way to go, but textures have always been a very big deal for him. So that's huge for us. His volume of speech, where it was really up high and he never had a level, he was always just so loud all the time. It's really gone down. It's better, and he's calmer. School, and of course the meltdowns, I already talked about those, but focus, being able to learn and to be able to absorb has been huge, because used to he couldn't even, when you talked about math, he couldn't even, it just didn't sink in. He didn't understand what was this. He couldn't figure out what that was. So he's able to do his math now, and he's able to even say, this was easy. And that's great to be able to say that on your math, to be able to say, this was easy. So he's making such huge progress in all these things. And this is a little bit TMI. Bathroom issues are so much better. He's always had terrible troubles with the bathroom, going to the bathroom, being able to go, waiting for days to go. Things are regular now, and things are a lot better. I mean, he would cry in pain so much from going to the bathroom. So he's not having troubles with that anymore. And just, I already talked about him having to have things extremely in order. Everything had to be just so. No one can sit in his chair at the table. He could not sit in a different chair. He could only sit in his chair, and his chair had to be turned just so. Now, like today, we were talking about, it was yesterday, we were researching butterflies, and he came and he sat down in my chair. He has never done that before. He can only sit in his chair, and no one else can sit in his chair. And my dad came over one night and ate dinner with us and sat down in Ollie's chair. Ollie didn't say anything, let him sit there. I mean, it's huge that he's able to do that. For me, not only has it helped them, but I'm looking at my notes here. My moods are stable. I don't have fluctuations like I used to have during certain times of the month, and every now and then it'll hit, and it'll maybe be a day. Also, for me, another huge thing from myself that I did not even know to expect was that I was having head trouble. It was hormonal. It was about once a month I would have this head trouble, and my head would hurt so much, and I would have, one eye would turn black, and the other eye would have, well, let's see, no, wait, it's been so long since I've had one, I'm trying to remember how it worked. With black, and then a kaleidoscope in my left eye, and I could not do anything. I would get terribly sick to my stomach. I would have to go lay down. I would have to be in a dark room. I couldn't do anything for hours, sometimes a couple of days. I would have to call in sick to work. It was bad. And I had tried everything. I had gone to my doctor over and over and over again about it, and they finally told me that, well, you probably just are going to have to live with it. And CBD oil is the only thing that has helped with that. And that has been major for me, because I can function now and take care of my family. I couldn't even take care of my family. I just have to come in and go, okay, I gotta go lay down. Jake, it's you. You're taking care of the kids. And my husband would have to take over. And I couldn't put him to bed. I couldn't do anything. I mean, it was bad. So that has been huge. I have not had one of those in 4 or 5 months. And the first month that I started CBD oil, I did have them, but they would go away quickly. I could knock it out. Now it's at the point where I don't even get them. I will feel sensitivity for a couple of days, but I never actually start to get one. So all of this has been huge for me. And I have to share this with you because I want everyone to realize that I'm not selling a product. I am not out here to sell a product. I didn't get into this business and start CBD oil because I wanted to sell a product, and then I saw how it would work for me. I saw how it worked for me, loved it, and said, I need to help other people and change other people's lives. And that is why I sell CBD oil. It is not because I said, I need something to sell. What can I sell? Oh, I know CBD oil is hot right now. I'll sell CBD oil. That is not what I did. My sister told me, try this. try this sample pack. Try this. My sister forced this on me and said, you have got to try this. I have tried this and it has been wonderful for my family. You have got to try it too. So I said, okay, fine, I'll try it. And that's when I was in shock. And I knew I could not afford it for my family. I'm just going to be honest with you. I could not afford it. Our CBD oil is a very good price. The price point on it is phenomenal. However, I was already working a part-time job because we couldn't make ends meet. And my husband's car had died at the same time my car had troubles. And so we had a lot of debt all at one time. And we were under a lot of financial stress around the time that my sister presented this to me. And I said, well, I can't afford to buy a bottle of this every 3 months. It's every 3 months, $69 for 3 months for a full-size bottle. And of course, now all of us are taking it. So you have 4 people taking it, $69 for 4 people for a month. I mean, that's about what you would say for your vitamins, right? But CBD oil was working so well for my family after only a week or two that I realized I couldn't go without this. So I said, well, you know what? Other people need to know about this anyway, so I'm going to sell this and show other people how they can change their lives and they can have hope in their lives. So I started to sell CBD oil. And that brings us to today, where I am amazed at my life. I want to help others with their lives. And I want to show you how you can, if you can't afford it, how you can also do what I've been doing, and you can become an affiliate too. And in fact, today they announced that you can become an affiliate with our company for $20. And you don't even have to buy a product your first month. So you can become an affiliate, and then you have 30 days to buy your first product. And before, it was you could buy a sample pack and become an affiliate, or you could buy a full-size product and become an affiliate. But that's unreal to be able to join a company for $20. I've never heard of that anywhere. You don't hear of that. I mean, most of these places you have to buy like $250 kit. You have to do all. I mean, this is unreal to me. And also, if you wanted to do it, where you bought a $12 sample pack and paid the $20 affiliate fee, that is unreal phenomenal to me too. I was so low on energy before I got this, and I did not realize how low on energy I was. I had given up exercising. I had given up anything extra. I was just surviving. I was in survival mode. I am running 3 times a week. My knees are in great shape. My knees used to be bad, y'all. I mean, it was rough. I am not having any kind of troubles with any of my joints. Everything has been working so well, and I can exercise and I have energy and I feel great. And I want y'all to feel that way too. And I hope that your story can have as much hope in it as mine, because I am so grateful to CBD oil and to my sister and to the people that have created this company. HempWorks is an amazing company, and I'm just so grateful to them. So if you would like to change your life, check it out. I'll see y'all later. Bye.